Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we are running through 10 clubs that are in serious trouble this season. Let's get into it. 10. Sevilla. This might seem like a ridiculous suggestion given the fact Sevilla finished the season before last with a club record 77 points and have finished in the top 4 for 3 consecutive campaigns for the first time since the 1950s. But there can be no doubt about it, all is not well in southern Spain. The Andalusian outfit found themselves 2 points off eventual champions Real Madrid in early January 2022, but won just 5 of their final 18 league games to finish a disappointing 4th. And their chances of arresting that slide were dealt a serious blow this summer when they signed the inexperienced duo of Tanguy Nianzou and Marcao to replace the outgoing Diego Carlos and Jules Koundé. Famed for turning water into wine throughout his career, sporting director Monchi will be hoping that gambles taken on Isco, Alex Telles, Kasper Dolberg and Adnan Januzaj pay off. And so far, it doesn't look like they have. Lopetegui's side have taken 1 point from their opening 4 games and find themselves in 16th, already 8 points off the top 4, and this week with the latest side to be thrashed by Man City. Rated as the 14th best side in Spain by expected points, they are set for a challenging campaign. 9. LA Galaxy. Still the best known MLS team, having attracted the likes of David Beckham, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Steven Gerrard to America's West Coast this century, LA Galaxy have been in decline for a while, with their MLS Cup wins of 2011, 2012 and 2014 now a distant memory. They haven't even made the Western Conference playoffs since 2016, finishing 13 points behind Colorado Rapids in 2021, and finding themselves a massive 21 off city rivals LAFC this season, with 7 games remaining. After Bruce Arena's tenure came to an end in December 2016, it's been endless change in the dugout, and they are now onto their 6th manager in less than 6 years. But given the fact current coach Greg Vanney can call upon Chicharito and Douglas Costa, results haven't been good enough, with their 11 wins ranking 11th in the MLS. Unbeaten in 5 games at the time of writing, there is still a chance they could make the playoffs, but given their reputation and star names, it's a far cry from their 2010s heyday. 8. Wolfsburg. After years of steady growth which culminated in a 4th place finish under Oliver Glasner in 2021, Wolfsburg have spent the last year regressing at an alarming rate. Glasner's departure for Eintracht Frankfurt in May 2021 saw Die Wolf turn to Mark van Bommel, who lasted just 9 games, followed by Florian Kohfeldt, who had recently been relegated with Werder Bremen. After 7 defeats in his first 10 games, it appeared that Wolfsburg, who were in the Champions League until December, could be heading in the same direction, before they rallied to finish 12th with 19 fewer points than the previous campaign. Their main issue was their defence, with their 54 goals conceded, their 4th worst Bundesliga tally this century. New manager Niko Kovac is yet to sort it, with Wolfsburg having conceded at least 2 goals in 4 of their 5 league games to date. Rated as the 3rd worst side in Germany so far this season by expected points, Kovac and Wolfsburg have serious work to do. 7. Aston Villa. 2021 was a remarkable year for Aston Villa. In their 2nd season back in the Premier League after a 3-year absence, Dean Smith led the Villains to 11th with 55 points, their best return in 11 years, and a massive 20-point improvement on the campaign prior. That summer they lost their captain Jack Grealish, coming off the back of 16 league goal contributions for a Premier League record £100 million, and things haven't been the same since. Big name signings like Bailey and Diego Carlos have had terrible luck with injury, and there are question marks around whether Emi Buendia, Coutinho and Danny Ings, signed for a combined £79 million, can all feature in the same team. Results under Steven Gerrard haven't been great, with Villa taking 39 points from their 33 league games under the Liverpool legend, just 3 more than they took from Dean Smith's final 33 in charge. Given the hierarchy of signed 5 players for at least £25 million, which make up 5 of the 6 most expensive signings in their 148-year history, results certainly need to improve fast. 6. Nice. Nice may have secured 5th place and a spot in the UEFA Conference League in 21-22 under Christophe Galtier, but the Ligue 1 winning coach's move to PSG ushered in a summer of change in southern France. After nearly 2 years out of work following his dismissal from Dortmund, a period that saw him continually linked with Premier League jobs, the Nice hierarchy turned to Lucien Favre, whose first stint at the club yielded a 3rd place finish in 2016-17. The summer business was incredibly random to say the least. with Favre handing opportunities to the likes of Kasper Schmeichel, Aaron Ramsey, Nicola Pepe, Joe Bryan and Ross Barkley, all coming off the back of miserable seasons, as well as selling one of last season's star players Amine Gouiri to rivals Rennes. Yes, Gaëtan Laborde and Sofiane Diop are Ligue 1 proven, but one win in their opening 6 games and just 4 goals scored, 19th in the division, suggests this might be a challenging campaign. And with Nice owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe continuing to flirt with the idea of a Man United takeover, perhaps it will be the last under the current ownership. 5. Sassuolo. As the aforementioned Aston Villa can attest to, improving after selling your best players is a tall order, and that's exactly what Sassuolo did this summer. Gianluca Scamacca was sold for just over £30 million, a tenfold profit on the fee they paid PSV for him back in 2017, while centre-back Vlad Chiriches, who featured in over 2,300 league minutes last term, and Giacomo Raspadori, who contributed 15 league goals, followed him out the door. As is their way, Sassuolo didn't panic, and instead invested in youth, bringing in 9 players for a combined £43 million, with an average age of just 22. Of their new signings, only Andrea Pinamonti, Mateus Henrique and Christian Torsveld have played more than 90 minutes at the time of writing, suggesting that manager Alessio Dionisi will need time to mould his new team. But results in the meantime have been troubling. Having scored 7 more goals in 4th place Juventus last term, they have only managed 3 and 5 so far this season. Expected goals suggest that tally should be over 7, with their 4.4 goal underperformance the largest in Europe's top 5 leagues, meaning it isn't panic stations just yet. But having drawn a blank in 3 of their 5 games to date, Dionisi needs to pick up some results before pressure starts to build. 4. Everton. Everton's 3 consecutive top 8 finishes between 16-17 and 18-19 seem like a distant memory. Marco Silva, Carlo Ancelotti and Rafa Benitez have come and gone, and the rampant financial mismanagement that saw them spend a net £205 million across 17-18 to 21-22, £58 million more than Liverpool in the same period, has long gone. Everton have spent a net £18.7 million across the last 3 windows, with the departures of Luca Digne and Richarlison, balancing the sizable incomings of Vitaly Mykolenko, Amadou Onana and Dwight McNeil. Their net spend this summer of just under £25 million was the 14th highest in the Premier League, and it's difficult to see them finishing above that this season. They have only conceded 6 goals at the time of writing, but Pickford has already prevented 3.4 expected goals, the 3rd best record in Europe's top 5 leagues. And if they continue to concede 16.3 shots per game, the 2nd worst record in the division, their goals against tally will surely increase. As for their goals, with their share of possession ranking 16th in the division and their pass accuracy 18th, it's hard to see them creating enough for the notoriously wasteful Neil Maupay. We predict another season of struggle for Lampard's men. 3. Stoke City. As remarkable as it sounds, 2015-16 saw Stoke City finish 9th for the 3rd consecutive season with a very respectable 51 points, the same as Wolves and Brighton last term. The decline since then has been monumental, dropping into the Championship under Paul Lambert in 2018 and failing to finish above 14th in their 4 seasons in the 2nd tier since. Having never won more than 37% of their league games in a single season since their relegation and ending up 13 points off the playoffs in 21-22, it surprised us all when Alex Neil swapped newly promoted Sunderland for Stoke City. Not only do the Black Cats currently find themselves 12 places above Stoke in 8th, but Neil cited financial reasons, claiming he hadn't been backed. Given the fact that Stoke didn't spend a single penny this summer, while Sunderland brought in players from Spurs, Arsenal, Man United and PSG, it appears something else went wrong behind the scenes. Neil is an excellent manager, but Gary Rowett, Nathan Jones and Michael O'Neill, who took Northern Ireland to the knockout stages of Euro 2016, have all failed to ignite this stagnated club. It'll be a big ask for Neil to right this sinking ship. 2. Anderlecht. After winning 10 of the first 17 league titles this century, Anderlecht's performances have slowly declined over recent years, failing to finish in the top 2 in the last 5 seasons, with 22-23 their first year back in European competition since 2018-19. Having replaced managerial novice Vincent Kompany with former Union SG boss Félix Mazou during the summer, whose side finished top of the Belgian Pro League last term before Club Brugge pipped them in the playoffs, things were expected to improve. And whilst this summer saw Josh Cullen follow Kompany to Burnley and Sergio Gomez swap a starting role in Brussels for a spot on Pep Guardiola's bench, Mazou managed to lure a raft of stars, including Amadou Diawara, Jan Vertonghen and Fabio Silva, to Lotto Park. The results, though, worrying. After 3 wins in their opening 7 games, they find themselves a massive 11 points off runaway leaders Antwerp, and only 4 clear of relegation. It's early days, but this bold new era has got off to a troubling start. 1. Leicester City. The only place we could go for number 1, we are seriously worried about Leicester City. Their disastrous transfer market has been talked about to the nth degree, so instead today we want to analyse whether their results and underlying numbers suggest that the Foxes are in serious trouble. Whilst they have had difficult fixtures, playing 4 of the top 6 at the time of writing, as well as Thomas Frank's high-flying Brentford, the numbers are worrying. Bournemouth and Angers are the only sides in Europe's top 5 leagues to have conceded more than their 16 league goals, whilst only Bournemouth and Aston Villa are averaging fewer than their 9.8 shots per game. With this in mind, it's no surprise that they have only picked up 1 point from their 6 games to date, with Cadiz, Bochum and Monza the only sides in Europe to have fewer on the board. And the data suggests this isn't likely to change soon, with expected points rating them as the 19th best side in the division, only ahead of Bournemouth. With a series of underperforming stars and a goalkeeper that has already conceded 4.4 more goals than he should have according to XG, the 3rd worst record in Europe, Leicester are well and truly in trouble. So guys, that was our rundown of 10 clubs in serious trouble this season. Who did I miss out and which of these sides do you think could actually be relegated? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Football Daily and like this video, and I'll catch you next time.